Hey friends, welcome back to our channel and welcome if you're new. I'm Angie and I was just sitting here on our porch just enjoying hearing the birds and just enjoying just this spring-like day. It's in the 60s this morning and it is just a really nice day with low humidity. So I'm just sitting out here relaxing like I don't have anything to do, but I do have to get up and do some things today. And I was sitting here thinking I haven't done a thrifting video with y'all in a long time. And one of the things I like to do on this channel is to go thrifting, take y'all with me, and just share with you how you can obtain a beautiful home on a budget. There are so many things at the thrift store that you can use to decorate your home and give it a collected look and just make it a home that is not like anyone else's, and it's just a fun way to decorate a house, in my opinion. So today I thought it would be fun if I take you along with me on a thrifting trip. So we may go today and not find anything, and that's okay. That happens a lot actually, and you just keep going back and eventually you will find something that catches your eye. So today that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you with me. We're going to thrift and see if we find anything. But I do have some marketplace finds that I want to show you. So I will have that to share with you. And then we'll come home. I'll show you what I have found. And then we'll style some of the items that we found. And just kind of give you a little inspiration of how to use the thrifted items in your home. It's going to be a fun video full of tips and tricks and ideas and inspiration that you can use in your home. So I hope you'll join us for this video. We're going to start at this Goodwill this morning because I usually find something in here. And when I go in here, I always grab a cart because with a cart, you're guaranteed to find something. Not really, but I like to think that. So I always check out the lamps first. I love to add a lamp in our home in all the little nooks and crannies, and the tall skinny lamps I really love. And then I check out the picture frames. They are always right inside the door, and I like to pick up unusual looking picture frames to add around our home or to put a picture in and give as a gift. I also like to check out the lampshades because you never know when you're going to find a beautiful thrifted lamp and you're going to need a lampshade. And they had all kinds of shapes and sizes of lamps, but I did not find any that really caught my eye. Then over on the next aisle, I did find this interesting piece. At first I thought it was pottery, but I think that it is not, and maybe a candle holder. But I thought the colors were interesting with that light blue and brown color. And then I look over and I did find this pottery piece. I'm usually looking for homemade pieces like this, and I really love the colors, but I think it's a mug and I don't really need it. But I thought that the colors on this and the other piece that I found were very similar. So I put them together in case someone else was looking for this, and then they could kind of pair them together, I thought. But I kept on looking to see if I could find anything else that caught my eye, and I did find this flower pot that I thought was really interesting with the basket weave, but I felt like I could buy it for new for not much more than that. And then these candlesticks really caught my eye. They are very elaborate looking. I would probably paint them, and I really don't have time for another project right now, and they were $5.99 a piece, so I left them behind. And then this mantle clock was really pretty. It was really beat up, but I did like the shape of it. I wasn't real sure that it would work, and so I left that. And then this piece was very interesting to me. I thought that it would be pretty in a traditional home. And then the green glasses really caught my eye. I wish they would have had a set of 8, but they only had 5, but I thought they had pretty texture and the color was beautiful. I always like to find wooden objects, and this box was really pretty, but I have something really similar to that. And then the corn husk dolls really caught my attention. I wasn't quite sure what I would do with them or where I would use them, but they were interesting and probably handmade. And then as I kept looking, I didn't see a whole lot more on this shelf. I did like this little ship. I wish it would have been a little bit bigger. It was a little expensive in my opinion for the size of it, but I wish I could find a bigger one just like this to add to our home. And then I always check out the arts and crafts section. You never know what you're going to find, and it's just fun to kind of look around and see what you can find to add to your arts and crafts supply, and maybe use it for something out of the box, out of the ordinary. And it just helps you to use your imagination to create something to go into your home. Then I always check out the plate section. I thought this was a beautiful plate, and I thought would be pretty added with the blue and white look, but I didn't have anywhere for it to go, and I really would have wanted to have a pair of these, if not 4 of these, to add together in a gallery wall of plates. And then I just check out the other plates. I like to hang these on a wall, but I do like to get them for tablescapes. But on this day, I didn't find anything that really caught my eye. Now this looks like the china that my mom gave me. I already have a lot of this, and I think that I have this piece, so I didn't really need that today. And nothing else on this shelf was really speaking to me. But I do really like to check this section really well to see if anything is stacked on top of something, or if there might be a piece of ironstone in there or anything like that. But on this day I didn't find any of that. And then the thrift store always has so many mugs, and I just like to look at the different ones and see if there's anything interesting. This pink flamingo was really cute, but I do not need any more mugs. My cabinet is just bulging with coffee mugs, but I do like to see what they have. And then I found this little rabbit. I thought he was cute. I would have wanted a pair of these, and he was $4, but I do buy out of season. But he was just a little expensive for me, and I wanted the pair. And then I started looking at the art. I always check out the art. You never know what you're going to find. And I loved the blue and white in this print. And then I also love this print with the big mat and then the watercolor E. I just thought it was really pretty. I have no one in my home that has those initials or those colors, but I thought it was pretty. I saw these prints and I loved the frames and the mat on this, but I didn't know if they were the right size for what I wanted. So my tip to you is always take a small measuring tape with you to the thrift store and have your measurements so that you know what you are looking for. And then just measure the piece of art or the furniture that you're looking for, and it just helps you to know that you're buying the right thing. These were not the right size for what I was looking for, and so I'm glad I had my measuring tape so that I knew before I bought it. And then I just checked around the rest of the store at their furniture. They had some of these planners, but they looked in pretty bad shape, and so I just left those behind. And before I leave the thrift store, I always check out the clothing section. You never know what you're going to find, and I have found some really good things in the clothing section. And most of the time, all these clothes need are a good washing, and they need to be pressed, and most of the time they're as good as new. And that brings me to the next part of our video, and to tell you a little bit about our sponsor. I would like to take a few minutes and tell you about Jack & Rose, the sponsor of today's video. Let me introduce you to the Jack & Rose Travel Steamer and Iron for Clothes. It is the #1 best-selling steamer on Amazon with over 1,000 positive reviews. It's portable and perfect for travel or to use around your home. This portable steamer is easy to use and has 2 speeds of steam. It also has a dry option for ironing. It has an automatic shut-off when the steamer has not been in operation for 10 minutes, and it also comes with an insulated high-temperature base for resting the steamer in. The Jack & Rose steamer only takes 15 seconds to reach working temperature. Because the steamer has dual heating pot technology, it provides stable steam output and avoids water spraying. I am really impressed at how well the Jack and Rose steamer removed the wrinkles from this cardigan. I do have it on the lowest heat setting and it removed the wrinkles with ease. I can understand why the Jack and Rose steamer is the #1 selling steamer on Amazon. It is so easy to use and it does a great job of steaming your clothes. I also wanted to use the ironing mode on this steamer just to see how well it worked. And I have noticed that when I steam my clothes that the sleeves are very difficult to work with. But you have the option of ironing, and so you can put this down on an ironing board and iron away, and it does a great job. It's so small and portable, and it's just easy to use, and it's a great tool to have around your home or for travel. It also comes with a 90-degree rotation base plate, which makes the ironing area larger and more efficient. This steamer also came with ironing advice, which I really appreciated because it lets you know which heat setting is best for the material that your clothes are made of, ensuring the best results. One of my favorite options about the Jack and Rose steamer is it's portable. It comes with its own storage bag so that I can store it away and put it into my suitcase and take it with me wherever I travel so that my clothes will always be wrinkle-free and looking their best. Also, because the steam iron machine supports 100 to 240 voltage range, it can be used globally without worrying about voltage mismatch. The Jack and Rose steamer is perfect for daily use, and it's also a great gift option. You can check out all of the details by clicking the link in my description box below. Thank you so much, Jack and Rose, for sponsoring today's video. We're back from the thrift store and we found some really good things, and I was excited about that because I have been thrifting 2 or 3 times lately and I have come out of the thrift store empty-handed. But not today. Today I found some really good things and I'm going to share them with you, and then we'll style some of these things in our home and just share with you how I go about doing that. So the first thing I found was this turkey. And I don't think that he's vintage or anything. He's actually, he may be Walmart. I think that tag says holiday time. And I do buy off-season items when I see them if they really catch my eye. And I have wanted a turkey for a while, and usually when it's around Thanksgiving I cannot find one that I really like unless I pay lots of money. But I like him. I may end up painting him. I don't know. He is a beautiful sage green that will look great in my dining room, so I may just keep him this color. But I am going to put him away until fall, and I will pull him out again, and so you'll see him in my fall decor. But he was $4.99. I don't know how much he was originally. Maybe when I take that tag off I'll find out, but probably $15 or $20 new. But I thought this was a good find. No chips or anything like that. He's in perfect condition. So that was the first thing I found. And then the second thing, I did end up buying this plaid lampshade. Somebody had $2 on it for a yard sale, and I got it for $1.99, which I thought that was a pretty good price. It's a beautiful navy plaid, and it's got some brown in it, some chocolate brown. So that's the perfect colors for my den. And y'all know how much I love plaid, and I have a small lamp that I can put this on. But just to give you a tip, when you buy lampshades from the thrift store, or if you have any in your home and they tend to get dusty, the best thing I have found to use for that is a lint roller. These are so good for that, and you just roll it over your lampshade and it collects all the dust that's on it, and it's as good as new. So I keep one of these around for this purpose when I clean my lampshades and just get all the dust that accumulates on them, because they do accumulate a lot of dust. So this is going to look really pretty on a little lamp that I have, and I cannot wait to style it for y'all. Okay, so the next thing I found is, I'm going to put it back for a little bit because I have not quite gotten to this project yet, but I have been collecting things as I see them at the thrift store and just putting them back until I get to that project. But I absolutely could not leave this behind. This beautiful print. It's of a rose, a pink rose, but the matting is what caught my eye, and I looked everywhere to see if they had another one, because it would be so pretty to just pair them on a wall together. But these are going in my daughter's room. She loves pink, and she's already got some pink in there, but I think these stripes will give it some dimension, and it's just so pretty with that rose. It just gives it sort of a more grown-up look, and I just love it. You could also put this in a bathroom, hallway. It's just a beautiful print, I think. And then this was $4.99, which I thought was a great price for that. And I may look around and see if I can find matching prints to this so that I can make sort of a gallery wall in her room. But I just love it so much. And so you'll see that in a future project when I get to that. I also picked up this small frame. This was 99¢, and I love to add magnets on the back of these and add them to our refrigerator, and it just makes it look a little bit less messy. And you can put a picture in here of someone that you love, and so every time you're in the kitchen cooking, or you go in there to get a snack or whatever, you can see the person or the pet that you love hanging right there on your refrigerator, and it keeps things nice and neat. So I did pick that up. And then last but not least, probably the most exciting find of the day, and I don't really know, the other ones were exciting too, but this one is a fun find for me. It is this Coca-Cola cooler. Now, I did a Google search on it, and it said it was probably vintage from the 1950s. But I'm guessing that it's probably not because of the inside, the styrofoam. So it's probably a reproduction, I'm guessing. But I still thought that it was so cool. And the price tag came off of it, but I think it was $7.99. But we're going to have some parties this summer around the house, and we'll have more time out on the patio and just time outside. So this will be so fun, filled with ice and drinks and water, and just put out on the patio or on the screen porch or on our deck, just anywhere outside. And I just think it's so fun with the Coca-Cola emblem. I love the pop of red. And so, oh, and then let me show you the wooden handle. I think the wooden handle is what really caught my eye, but it says, I think it says enjoy Coca-Cola on the top of it. And then it's got this really cool latch that's a little bit rusty. And I did clean it up. It was kind of dirty when I brought it home, but I did clean it up, and I really cleaned the inside, and I'm excited to use it out on the patio, just outside, anywhere. And if you didn't want to store drinks or stuff in here, I thought maybe you could take this inside out and take the top off and use it as a planner if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave it intact and use it for what it was intended for, which is kind of unusual for me because I like to upcycle things and change it, but I think this is perfect just the way it is, and it's going to be a fun addition to our outdoor spaces and our parties. So now I'm going to show you some of the items that I got from Marketplace. Not really recently, maybe a couple months ago, but I haven't shared them with you yet. And I'm going to share those, and then we'll style a few of these items and just give you an idea of how I use these thrifted items in our home. Okay, so the first thing that I found on Marketplace is this chair. And I will put some shots of it in here for you. But it has the rush seating, I think that's what you call this. And then it's got the cabbage rose painted on it. And then here, I love the arms. They're kind of curved. It is a beautiful green with the little pink on it, and I am really into this color lately. But look how pretty that looks with that. The stripes, the green, the cabbage rose here. I just love that. I'm putting this in my den right now. It may end up somewhere else in the house, but you're never going to believe how much I got this chair for. It's on Marketplace, and I think she had it listed for $40, which is a fair price, but I was thinking, do I really need it? Do I have a place for it? And so while I was thinking, she marked it down to $20. And when she did that, I was like, I'm getting it. So I could not believe that she sold it for $20. It is in perfect shape, and it is just a beautiful addition to our home. So I'll show you where I style that, and then I have one more thing to share with you before we start styling. Okay, the last thing is this trophy lamp. Y'all, I was so excited to find this because you know that I'm doing a Ralph Lauren Old English style in our den, and I'm just collecting things to give it that look, and it takes longer when you do that. I mean, instead of just going and buying stuff and putting it in your room. But I love a collected home. I love that it has a story to tell, and that the things have been carefully selected and added to our home, and that we've done it on a budget. So I found this lamp, and it is very tarnished. I have left it like this, but I think that I want to polish it up, and I've been researching how to do that with a lamp. I think that I have found a good way to do that, so I'm going to try that out. Not in this video, that'll be another video that I'll do it in. But it's got this wooden base that I think gives it a lot of character, and it makes it a little bit masculine. And then it says on it, I don't know if you can read it or not, but it says Portage County Amateur Championship 1930. I don't know if it is a vintage lamp. I don't know. I haven't been able to find much information about it, but I do love the look of it. And I think since it is such a masculine look, I want to balance that out with a pleated lampshade and just give it that balance of masculine and feminine in our room. So I am on the hunt for the perfect lampshade, and then I'm going to polish this up so that you can see the writing and just make it look like a real trophy in our built-ins. But when I get that done, I'll be sure to share it with you. I'm so excited about it. And this lamp was $10. It works great, and I'm I'm just excited to find it. But I think if it didn't work, I would still use it with one of those rechargeable light bulbs. So if I find a lamp and it doesn't work, I always put those rechargeable light bulbs in it and just use it anyway. But this one works fine, the cord is fine, and so be on the lookout for that video when I share it. So now I'm excited to style some of these things with you and just share where they ended up in our home. I love how that chair looks sitting there, and you can just peek the navy rug that's in the hallway, and I think those colors play well with each other, and I have them throughout the house. But I want to add a pillow in the back of it. I thrifted these pillows several months ago, and I just loved the cross stitch of them. I love the colors in them, the blue, the brown. They got a little pop of green, and the back is like a rust color. But I love the needle point on both of them. And so I thought that I would try them in the chair. I do love that with it. The one with the lady is a little bit bigger, so I think that fills it up a little bit better. I do like that size better. Okay, now let's style this plaid lampshade. I have a couple places it'll go, but I'm going to try this out first. I wanted to try this with it and see how it works. It's just got the clip on, and I'll take off the price tag after I see if I like it up here. I think that is so cute. I think that it is the look that I want. And I need to remove a book because it's too tall. And there you go. I like that. I like the navy and the chocolate brown up there with the greens. This plaid book is fun to add up here. So this is just a fun shelf that's coming together slowly but surely. It's got some vintage books on it that I incorporate different colors, but I really like this up here. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. So that about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you got some inspiration to go thrifting and just add some fun collected items to your home. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel so that you won't miss out on any future videos, and I will be styling some more of these thrifted items a little later in another video, and you don't want to miss it. As always, thank y'all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.